Have you ever looked around your life and thought, I should be happy? So why do I feel so stuck? Maybe it's in your marriage, maybe it's with your kids, your job, or maybe it's more like just this quiet ache that something's missing. If that's you, I want you to know stuckness is not weakness. It's a signal. And here's the truth. Being stuck has both a scientific explanation and a spiritual invitation. And that's what we're going to dive into today. Let me start with my own story. So, after many years in leadership, I should have felt accomplished. I had a title, a good paycheck, respect, but inside I felt caged and I couldn't explain it. Everything looked great on the outside, but on the inside, I was restless. And that restlessness is what drove me to study both behavioral science and the mystical, because no single lens could really capture what I was going through. And as a behaviorist, I can tell you exactly why your brain will cling to old habits. And as someone who has walked through a deep awakening, I can also tell you there is a wisdom inside you that wants to just pull you toward who you're becoming. So let's start with the science of why we get stuck. First, habit loops. Your brain conserves energy by repeating old patterns, even if they don't serve you anymore. Second, avoidance. People pleasing, numbing out, snapping at the people that you love. Those are all ways that we try to escape discomfort. Third, reinforcement. The behavior that gets reinforced will continue, even the ones that you don't like. And that's why you can stay stuck for years. Think about it. Staying in a relationship because it feels safer than change. Saying yes when you want to say no. Replaying conversations at night, wishing that you had spoken differently. That's the science side. But there's also something deeper. Mystics call it the liminal space, the threshold. It's the in-between where the old self no longer fits, but the new self hasn't really fully emerged. It feels a little kind of disorienting. It feels like you've lost your footing, but that's not failure. It's transformation. And inside that liminal space, archetypes show up. The judge, the saboteur, the people pleaser. That's not enemies. They're teachers. They show you what you cling to when you're afraid. From a soul perspective, stuckness is often your spirit saying, slow down. Something bigger is trying to emerge. So while your nervous system clings to the familiar, your soul is whispering for expansion. And that tension between comfort and growth is exactly where transformation happens. So how do you move through it? From the science side, you use the pause, the space between that stimulus and the response. You catch yourself in the loop and you create a new choice. From the mystical side, you create stillness. Journal, pray, meditate, walk in nature, light a candle, create a ritual that grounds you in the present moment. And when you combine the pause with stillness, you create a new loop: awareness, choice, aligned action. For example, instead of snapping at your partner, just pause. Notice that trigger and ask yourself, what's the deeper need here? that tiny shift ripples out into a whole new pattern. So let me wrap this up. Stuckness, it's not a dead end. It's a signal. Behaviorally, it tells us what's been reinforced. Spiritually, it tells us a new identity is waiting to be born. And when you learn to hold that tension, the science and the soul, the behavior and the mystic, you create real change. So here's my question for you. Where do you feel most stuck right now? Drop it in the comments. I would love to hear from you. And if you're ready to go deeper, I've created free tools that blend both science and soul to help you step into your next chapter. The link is in the description because you don't have to stay stuck. You can grow. You can change. You can become the version of you that's been waiting.